Good day again, fellow Toastmasters, visitors and friends. I'm Hannah Schmidt, and I shall be your Sergeant of Arms for the day. A warm welcome to our meeting number 33. Our Toastmaster of the day, Marianna, has chosen the theme for the day, Key Drivers of a Successful Club. What are the key components of a successful club? That is to be an active participant in the future of the club, make leadership activities real-life experiences, and learn by doing. The leaders of Leadership Speak Toastmasters Club are indeed our key drivers. Toastmasters International provides a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leadership Speak is a premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better and self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club and focused on leadership development with the 4 core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. I now have the honor in introducing you to our Toastmaster of the day, Marianna Burke. Marianna is a Toastmaster since October 2018. She enjoys participating at club meetings with the goal to improve her public speaking ability, enjoys taking on various roles. This year, besides being the VP of Education in this club, she is the president of a home club, Honeymoon City Toastmasters, and she is an area director also. Her goal for this year is to receive her first DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster. Please help me welcome Marianna Burke as your Toastmaster of the day. Marianna, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Hannah, Madam Sergeant at Arms, and welcome everyone to our meeting. We are talking about today key drivers of a successful club. And we have to learn, we will have wonderful presenters to teach us what we have to do to get better. And 4 years ago, when I joined Toastmasters, I walked into a room. We didn't even have internet connection. We had a wonderful time, and I learned every meeting something. I was on my way to learn about leadership. But 2 years ago, everything changed. We got COVID, and we couldn't meet anymore in person. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves here in a Zoom meeting. Without knowing anything about technology, many of us had to set up the internet connection first, connect to our computer, and then figure out how can we talk and connect on Zoom and use emails for communication, and most importantly, WhatsApp, what we are using. But in the past 2 years, we learned, well, we didn't learn technology very well, at least not me. I'm still learning every day, learning something new, and every day I fail something at it. But I learned that we need it. We have to figure it out. We have to get comfortable with technology, with the background, with the communication. Some of you I know in person, but most of you I never met in person. Yet we have a relationship, and that is a wonderful thing. We are going into a future with a technology fused together with the Toastmaster ideology of teaching leaders, educating leaders. And to start our meeting today, I would like to ask a toast of the day, Fursey Gotuaco. Please start our meeting with a toast.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, every day we run into people who drive us crazy, who drive us nuts, who drive us, what does this say? Oh, from Marianna, wrong kind of driving. So sorry. Every time we come to this club, we have got people who drive this club forward. It drives us forward and upward as leaders and as speakers. I am in contact all week long with people who encourage me. It's not just the one moment that we have together while we're here on Zoom. It's all week long. It's Brahm Memone. It's Marianna. I would love to stay in constant contact with all of you. It's wonderful. We get little bits and little bites, and all of that feeds my soul. And I appreciate all of you who do come in contact with me. And sometimes it's a little thumbs up, and sometimes it's a little bit of a joke, and sometimes it's Peggy saying one little thing that just cracks me up. And it's heartwarming. Keep the pictures of cats coming too, Peggy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's raise a glass, a toast to the people who gently, with love and affection, drive this club forward towards a place that we can all be proud of.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Fursey. Thank you. And as we go forward, what is a meeting without a grammarian? And as I introduce our grammarian, Peggy Unlock, please wish her happy birthday. It is her birthday today. So please unmute yourself and just wish happy birthday to Peggy. Happy birthday, Peggy.
Happy birthday,
Peggy.
Happy birthday.
You are with us in your special day and make our day as well special. Thank you. And let's hear your word of the day.
Okay, thanks very much, Marianna, and everyone else as well. The grammarian is the person who will give the word of the day and listen for filler words, but I'm sure in this meeting I probably won't hear too many. The word of the day is crucial. It is an adjective, and the meaning of the word is very important or critical. As a Toastmaster, it is absolutely crucial that we communicate well, including listening well. I'm sure we're all getting very good at that. We all have room for improvement though, and this club will help us do that. Back to you, Marianna.
Thank you very much. And what is a meeting without a timer? Please let's introduce Uniati, our timer today. Please explain your role.
My role is give the timer according to the segment. Like for the speaker, 5 to 7, I will give color green at 5, color yellow at 6, and red for 7. And for table topic will be 1 to 2 minutes, will be 1 in green, 1.5 in yellow, and 2 minutes in red. Thank you. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Uniati. And now we are getting to our presenter, first presenter of the day, who is none other than Memone, who is a Toastmaster for 26 years. He was awarded Club Coach of the Year for 2020. During his presidency, Me's Club was recognized as the year.
Madam Toastmaster, if I may.
Yes.
I'm having a technical difficulty. I'll have to re-log in. I have to log out and re-log in. So continue with something else or whatever. It'll take me a couple of minutes. I'm stuck in technology here.
So my question is, Mrinal, our second speaker, are you ready to speak?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent. So we are changing the order, and our speaker is Mrinal. Can I ask Mrinal, in Evaluator to introduce the topic of the speech.
Toastmaster and Toastmaster of the day, and especially the speaker, Raam Lakhanpal. Lakhanpal's delivering.
Our next speaker is Mrinal, and his evaluator is Ghosh.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ghosh.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a change management plan or to share some aspect of the change management plan. Timer, please note, the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Ghosh. So I have a pleasure to introduce Mrinal Kanti Ghosh. Mrinal will be delivering speech from Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Level 4, speech titled Embrace the Change. Mrinal is working as a market access manager in GlaxoSmithKline based on Kolkata, India. He has been a Toastmaster since the last 1.5 years. He also part of the Globetrotters Toastmaster Club, which I visited myself, serving as a president this year. So please welcome Mrinal. His speech is 5 to 7 minutes for the timer, green light at 5, yellow at 6, and red light at 7. Please welcome Mrinal.
Thank you. I'm audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Change never seems natural. We naturally repel it and often want to retreat back into our comfort zone. So that's all about life. So how do we fight that urge? We all know it's time to reset your watch and your life should change. You should accept it and way forward it. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow distinguished Toastmaster, dear Toastmaster and their guest. So today I'm talking about embrace the change. It's a very critical component of our life. Embracing change in work and life is essential for our growth, for individual, and also becoming a better version of yourself. So that's life. We all know that's who know. We are the yesterday, but you need to be changed, becoming a better person. I know it's sometimes difficult when we are stressed, sometimes we are out of comfort zone. We feel that we are not up to our life. That's happened with everyone. Sometimes we feel we are depressed, we are stressed, we are not in the right direction. Ultimately, we lost our time. So I changed my story. 3 things I did this year, and that a change are remarkable on me, and also try to follow to develop further. One thing I just want to tell, the change is inevitable, as you already are aware, and embracing change encourage development. So first I did actually analyze my life and find out the negative point. Till I remember in the 31st night in 2021, I spent my entire life in the hospital. Reason in that because of COVID. So I remember what kind of stress, because for the 1st January 2022, we have a lot of plan on that day because it's all about New Year celebration. And I know in New Year celebration, and we also repeat a lot of new structure of yourself to becoming a better version of yourself, which is called New Year resolution. I hope you all did New Year resolution. But thing is that how many of you try to follow that to becoming at least a better version of yourself? So with that, I still remember what kind of stress we are facing on particular that day. I remember. So 7 days I'm there in the hospital due to COVID and changed my life. I was demotivated. I was stressed. What I'm doing? I'm spending my 7 days of my new life in the hospital bed. I should think And then I decided I should write something. So I started in the hospital bed, that is the to-do list. And just now, regular basis, I follow it. So simple tasks, I do it. On regular basis, I try to do the basic things like I write it down entire day. So when I wake up in the morning, first I write out what are the day activities for the entire day. So that is the task part. And then another is whether I'm following it or not. And then after 7 days, I just try to follow the MTRR methods for my personal goal. What is the MTRR methods? It's measure, target, review, and reflection. So when I start this to-do list, I just match up monthly basis. I can see, so I can only, the analyzing part is that I just improve 25% of my productivity through this. But I need to reach the higher level. So I try to follow it. I decided, I just in front of the mirror, I decided I should, what I'm doing right now in my career. I'm either doing the right path or not. So I follow it, follow the direction and mirror. Sometimes if same thing repeated, I think it's time for rechange yourself. So then I try to follow the reflection, what reflection I did it. I decided I just try to do at least 1% task better than what I did in the past. And I follow this. And as a result, 6 months, I can see there's a lot of improvement. So I increase my to-do list productivity is almost 70%. So that's actually, I'm analyzing it and just I follow it. So my goal is to reach the 90 level. I know till not a long way to go. Second thing I'm talking about, that time also I diagnosed with diabetic. So I'm not follow the daily routine. So I decided to start morning work. Initially, I feel so lazy for the morning work. Wake up in the early morning at 4:35 a.m. is very challenging for me. And then suddenly, I just like I do it in the home only. And then suddenly, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and now I do it 1 hour every day. Whether because in my job, I travel a lot. Every week I'm travel. So that's why which city I am, I'm not forget to that everyday spiritual things like morning walk, running, or maybe yoga. I never miss it. So it's automatically increased my productivity. And another thing I decided, the third point, I think most of you also think like that. Like most of people are spending a lot of time on social media. I hope you all agree with me. Even I read it on an article that people are spending almost in Facebook 1 hour every day for non-productive work, and also some Instagram, like other. So on an average, people spending more than 2 hours time on social media per day. So it's time to change. So I follow one matrix. I think everyone can implement their life. Urgent and important matrix. Which is the most top important and top priority that would contribute 80% of your personal life or the professional life also. You just follow it, and that work you need to spend much time and the first time of your work, and you follow it and see the difference. Second, that I follow in my daily basis, which is not urgent, not important. So I avoided social media. I avoided watching television also. I can see change in my life. The productivity increased a lot. So that's why I believe sometimes change never seems so natural. We naturally repel it, and often we want to reveal back. One thing I just follow, the growth is very painful. Change is much more painful, but nothing is as painful if we are staying stuck somewhere you don't belong to. What do you think, Toastmaster of the day?
Thank you very much, Mrinal. Excellent presentation. And we do have to change and go with the times. Madam Timer, please give us some minutes. So anybody who wants to send a note to Mrinal, they can do it. And while we are doing that, I like to ask Brahm if he is ready for his presentation.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So in a minute, I will introduce you. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. So at Leadership Speak, we have a segment every meeting, which is to teach us how to be a better leaders. And today, our Leadership speaker is Brahm Memone, who is an award-winning Toastmaster, and being a Raam for 26 years. He was our Club Coach of the Year in 2020. During his presidency at my speak, the club was recognized as Club of the Year in 2021 and ranked as one of the first 4 clubs globally. Brahm was the club growth director in District 86 in 2021-2022. In February this year, he was co-founder of Leadership Speak, and the club chartered in a week, sorry, but I had to do other things in the meantime. So DTM Brahm Memone is the club founder, club mentor, and the president of Leadership Speak, an advanced club focused on self-directed leadership development. There are very few clubs that are slowly devoted to developing leaders. Today, Brahm is presenting a very important topic, thriving through paradigm shift. Organizations and clubs can thrive during seismic changes, leveraging the art of leadership and technology to serve their constituents. Brahm Memone, thriving through paradigm shift, Brahm Memone. And before you start, just for the timer, your speech is 15 minutes long. So please, green lights at 12, yellow at 14, and red at 15. And please welcome Brahm Memone.
Thank you. Thank you, Fursey. There's an earthquake going on for sure. You know, it's a seismic change happening. Are we back, Fursey? Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know sometime 2 years ago, what happened was that there was a seismic change, like a sudden change, unexpected change, right? 1 minute we were meeting physically, the next, the whole world changed and everyone had to go online. Tremendous amount of changes, paradigm shifts were happening and many people didn't know what to do, either in Toastmasters, individuals, organizations, and communities and so on. Total disruption. What we did was we took a few things and put them together and reinvented ourselves in the new paradigm, because you have to reinvent yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to talk about is how to thrive through paradigm shifts. Because, you know, the paradigms shift. Sometimes a new paradigm will start before the old paradigm ends. Sometimes a new paradigm comes in and drops like an anvil on your head, and the old paradigm is gone just like that without any warning. And that is what happened. And this is what we're going to talk about, is how to contend with that through leadership and technology. What we did, and what most organizations that have succeeded did, simply this, like Amazon, Google, Apple, you know, one of those big organizations, Tesla. If you look at their market capital, they're thriving tremendously. And the clubs that we belong to that are thriving, or those organizations or districts that are thriving in Toastmasters, probably have used this formula. Here's what we are using at MySpeak, at Leadership Speak, and at, of course, MySpeak, my previous club, which is where we actually invented this thing. We took leadership and technology and put it together to serve with excellence, complete excellence, our constituents, our guests, and our members, and how we grew our clubs. And with these in place, we were able to get engagement of members and get them totally engaged and engrossed in, wow, I want to be with this club. I want to grow with this club. Now, what sort of leadership do you need to provide? What sort of technology so that you can serve with excellence? This is the key foundation of success in any organization, in any business, as an entrepreneur, as an individual, or, of course, Toastmasters, a club here. As an individual, you know, you have to really grow as a leader. You have to understand what technology is and how to use technology, and not be afraid to click on a button, so that you can then serve with excellence, excel at serving, excel at your roles, your speaking, and in your evaluations, and whatever other roles that you're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at those three things: leadership, technology, and service. And what do they do for us? Well, simply speaking, leadership is an art. So now some of you might say it's an art and a science. Well, surely it is a science, because if you look at this particular meeting, it is running according to an agenda, a set agenda. That is science, right? Now, if I were to ask you to go and Google the word leadership in Google search, how many entries would appear in like 0.21 seconds or something? Millions of them. If I tell you to go and search leadership in Amazon for a book, hundreds of thousands of books will appear on leadership. That is right. Why is that? And why don't we still know what leadership is in that case? Otherwise, there should be like one Bible. Here's leadership. Boom. But leadership is not a science. It is an art. That's why people keep writing about it, and we still don't know what leadership is. It's the art of leadership is an expression of who you are. It's an art, and you cannot teach art to anyone. You can teach them the techniques and how the brush stroke goes, and what paint to use and what paint to mix. But in the end, the picture that you create is your own unique picture, which is what leadership is. Get it? That's why it's an art. And if you came to Global Leadership Impact Summit, you know, Lance Secretan, one of the top 5 leadership gurus on the planet, simply said this: the leadership model that we've known is broken, totally. And if you don't understand how to inspire people and to raise and uplift them and be more human in our approach, perhaps we'll begin to understand leadership, which is really an art. Your life is an art. You have to create your life according to what's deep within you, your passion, your desires, who you really are as a unique expression of a human being. That's art. That's not science. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, so let's have a look at what this art is. And of course, there's so many different aspects to this art. I'll just mention a few, 2 or 3 of them that we use in leadership speak. And it's very, very important for other organizations and individuals to understand this, is why, the purpose, the existential question of why are you here? What gives rise to your existence in this Toastmasters Club or outside of Toastmasters? What gives really rise to your existence in the first place? Right? What is the purpose of being here? So it is all about being first. Once you know why you are being here, which is your unique expression of who you are, then you go out there and start creating outcomes. Second is being self-directed. Being self-directed is the key fundamental leadership skill. Being able to self-lead yourself. Being able to lead yourself into understanding who you are and then planning, preparing, and presenting whatever you have to. Self-directedness is the basic fundamental foundation of leadership. Our Pathways program is based on being self-directed. You have to assess yourself before you begin your pathway. Before you present your speech. You do a self-assessment, then you prepare, and based on your self-assessment, you begin to understand, where am I beginning and where will I end after I finish this project? And it goes also so as well in your life or in your organizations. When you join an organization, you're a newbie, you have to assess yourself. This is where I am. What do I want to be in 6 months' time or in a year's time? And so on. It is in Toastmasters Club. Where do I want to be in a year's time? Do you know where you want to be in a year's time in your speaking abilities, in your leadership abilities? Have you mapped that out? Do you know what it is? Self-directedness. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. And ultimately, the ability and understanding of connecting with another human being. When you send a text message, it's not really connecting. It is just communication. George Bernard Shaw said this, we think we have communicated. I'm paraphrasing, but have we really communicated? Words may flow back and forth, but are we really communicating? Which means what he was talking about is, are we really connecting with our constituents, with the person on the other side? Connection is all about, what can I do for you? How can I help you? I care for you. I care about you. And how can I make your life better? When the other person on the other side gets it, they will respond accordingly. And there's a real connection will happen. Leadership is all about initiative. Is you begin. You are the first one to sort of put out that token to the other person, not wait for, what will the other person think of me? Will they like me? Will they reject me? That is not connection. That is not being self-directed. That is not the confidence and connection. So at Leadership Speak here, the premise is that you will really work on that, because that's the key leadership skill. These are the key leadership skills, these 3. That's the art, that you are creating yourself to be the unique, real, authentic self, that who you are. So it is focused on professional and personal development in the end. It's not on any checklist in Pathways. And that's what really makes a difference. That's what grows a club. That's what grows an individual. That's what grows an organization, a community, a family. Leadership. Leadership doesn't have to have a title. You don't have to be somebody big or sitting on top of the hierarchy. It is merely a fact of, who am I? Why am I here? Am I self-directed? Do I know my direction? And am I connecting with the people around me? That is the beginning of art and leadership and being more human. And that is the biggest thing that has happened in our success. Next is technology. Technology is definitely a science. It's nothing else but it's purely science, because you take this device and you have to learn how to use it. You look at your computer, and there's all sorts of technology available on your computer, and you have to learn which button to press and where to press the button. It's all a science. And this science is all based on learning how to learn. Don't be afraid to learn. Go beyond your comfort zone and learn about things that you were afraid to learn. But it's only technology. It's all a button. And you experiment with it. You won't erase or delete anything. 20 years back, if you click the wrong button, you'll probably erase your whole hard drive, but not now, no more. So go ahead and see what you can do. Yeah, don't pull your application into the trash or your data into the trash. For sure, of course. I mean, that's no brainer, right? So learn to learn. And ladies and gentlemen, the last but not least, the service and excellence, therefore, is the combination of the art and science of being of a leader and using technology to succeed. And you must serve your constituents with excellence, quality. And guess what? Are these the two values of Toastmasters, service and excellence? Could any organization use this as their value or vision? Could you use this as your vision, as your value, as how you brand yourself? A while back, I was creating a website, and somebody said, it's good enough. I said, no. I brand myself with, everyone knows it's excellence, and I can't just have good enough. It has to be great. And that is the art and science together, because now you're using leadership and technology, and that is the culture you form of a club, a culture that is focused on service and excellence and vision. That is the vision, the direction that the whole club, the organization is going on. That is the culture that you want to adopt. It takes time to change behaviors, and it takes time to create a new culture and a new paradigm. And that, ladies and gentlemen, gives your constituents, the members and the guests, an experience that they love to have when you have all these things present. It creates an experience, and it creates engagement. An experience, a great experience of a club, a great experience of a meeting, and and therefore getting really engaged is very, very important. It's paramount to growth. Because here's the thing, a survey done by hundreds of thousands of organizations has said that 80% of the employees are not engaged, and it is the same in Toastmasters. 80% of the members are not fully engaged. They may be engaged, but not fully engaged. And that is why a drop in the past couple of years in membership in most districts, in most clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, technology shapes experiences, changes culture, and we have to be very careful how we use technology and how it's shaping and changing culture, and how we bring leadership to bear upon technology, so that leadership is at the top and then technology, not technology and then leadership. And the thing is, we must connect, touch humanity. Not this. Sure, we know your technology, but what is more paramount is this: touching another human being, using technology and leadership and your service. Service, act virtually, connect globally, but your experiences will remain locally. We are acting virtually right now. We have audience here right across the globe. Right? We're acting virtually. You're sitting in your home in front of a computer, and now you're connected globally to all these people and the experiences where you're sitting. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how we contend with paradigm shifts. We cannot be stuck in I want the old bag. The old bag will never come. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brahm. Excellent presentation. Madam Timer, please give us a minute so people can send a message to Brahm. Thank you very much. And our next speaker will be our guest, Raam, Lakhanpal. And I would like to ask his evaluator to introduce us to his topic.
Yes, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Raam Lakhanpal is going to deliver his project number 4 in engaging humor path. And his project is managing a difficult audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address the audience challenges when he presents outside the Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster?
Thank you very much. So, Raam Lakhanpal, our next speaker, he's a Toastmaster over the past 6 years. He's recipient of the Division District 86 Coach of the Year Award during 2018 and 2019, twice area director, Division A director, charter member of 2 advanced clubs, recipient of Member of Making a Difference 2020-2021 District 86 Award. His presentation is from Engaging Humor Path Level 4, Managing Difficult Audience. You might know, and don't be surprised, that there'll be disruptors during his speech, and that is all by design, not because of misbehavior. So the timing for the speech itself is 5 to 7 minutes, but the time he has is 10 to 15 minutes for the timer, green light at 10, yellow at 12, and red at 15. Please welcome Raam Lakhanpal, Canada's Abundance Resources. Canada's Abundance Resources, Raam Lakhanpal.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and we have some guests today this morning. It's wonderful. Welcome. Canada is the second largest country in the world, Russia being the first. It's crucial, it's imperative, it's essential for Canada to welcome immigrants and refugees as well into the country. But there's a smart way in which they do it. Unlike the US, which has an open door policy under Biden and it says the border is closed, smart recruiting has been one of the paramount, and it's very, very essential to do. Their immigration officers go to refugee camps in Ukraine, in other parts of the world, to select the best people suited for integration into Canada. In 2021, there was a increase that they thought is necessary. 425,000 immigrants or newcomers came to Canada. But Canada thought that there isn't enough. We need to increase it for 2023. So now it's going to be about 500,000 for 2023. That's a quota. What is in demand? U.S. employers are always looking for most educated population, and they come to Canada. there is the best of the best in the world right here in Canada. PSWs
Raam.
are really
Raam.
much in demand.
Raam, are we sure about that? Are we sure that that's really what the governments are looking for?
And Ram, I have another question too for you. I run a not-for-profit organization to support the newcomers and international students. I'm sure all of you know this. Yes, Canada brings all these people, and what do Canada treat them with? Drive cabs, deliver pizzas, work in the warehouses, okay? Having these people, PhDs, doctors, and all those people, I think if I drive a cab, I'll find a doctor there rather than I go to a hospital and find a doctor there too.
Okay.
So what does Canada expect these people to do? To drive cabs and taxis and then bring them here to do that too? Sorry, I don't appreciate that.
Well, you may not appreciate it because you probably should look at, to go back to Fursey. Fursey was the first question. I'll get back to you, Fursey, because now I'm overloaded with 3 types of questions here. Let me address Mr. Sharma first of all. There is a situation where there is what is called a settlement. There are at least about 100 to maybe 125 agencies which help them settle when they first come. Education, jobs, training of all kinds, and what are they to do in terms of after they get here. And they are connected to these agencies immediately. And
Ram, I'm going to interrupt you here again. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here again. These settlement agencies are funded by the government. And if you go there, they say that maximum number of participants that can attend a program is 20, because that's what they are allowed for. The government brings 450,000 people, but these settlement agencies have a budget of 20 people per program. So even if you do the math right of 100 agencies, settlement agencies, 20 into 100 is what? 2,000 people. What happens to the another 433,000 people that are here? That's the one point. The second point that I have it is these settlement agencies are only approached by the 30% people that the immigrants comes in. And last but no more the important, the people that are working in these settlement agencies, they have no clue of the programs that they are serving. That's where we as BMG have to step in and start an organization, because we've gone through this journey. Sorry for being rude, but this is the true reality of Canada is.
The 425,000 people, I mean, that is throughout the Canada. That is a population spread all over, from Newfoundland all the way to British Columbia. And if you were to divide that up, you'll find that there are more agencies. There are private agency. I was part of an agency that helped newcomers before the government stepped in about 10 years ago. We helped those that were coming in. They were qualified, not only doctors, but they were engineers and all that. And where to find, how to find, help them present themselves, present in such a way that it would be much easier for them to be hired. So while I appreciate your question, but we need to look at a little further in terms of what is real now to what it was before. Firstly, may I request you to repeat your question, please, because I got 3 types of questions that came in. Fursey, wouldn't mind?
I'm just sort of disputing your statistics there. I don't agree with it at all. I think it's wrong. Where did you get these? Where did you get this information?
If you were to go to canada.ca, you will find a lot of statistics there. And there are some outdated information on Google as well, which will tell you exactly what the figures are and what the government is doing. But if you were to go to the canada.ca, in that page, there are several data in there. So that will be my source of information. And
Raam, I'm going to, sorry Fursey, but I think me doing the work in the same region, Peel region itself, okay, which is Brampton, Caledon, Mississauga, receive 9%, 9.1% of the total immigrants that come to Canada. So I had a meeting yesterday with the Peel Newcomer Strategy Group. The number that Canada is going to receive this year from the immigrant is 31,000 people within Peel region itself. Now, to your previous point, 20 multiplied by 100 is 2,000. Okay, out of 31,000 people that comes only in Peel, only 2,000 are serviced. What happens to the remaining 29,000 people, sir?
Excuse me, this is a Zone Master speaking. The interruption should be only one interruption per member and should be short, and then they let the speaker move on. That is the criteria for this particular project. Back to you.
Thank you,
Raam.
sir. Thank you.
First, going back to Fursey. Sorry, somebody else coming on. Go ahead, please.
My question is that the statistics that you're putting out, both from the Canadian government and from Google and the mass media, what is the validity of those? In America, we have found that the statistics the government is putting out is very, very skewed to justify the political position, and the statistics the media is putting out justifies their commercial interest in selling time on the media. So I'm not sure that any of the statistics that have been put forth today are valid.
Well, I don't think I use the U.S. statistics totally, other than the Biden open border policy. They say that the policy, in other words, the border is closed, and yet about 300, 400,000 people come in through the border. My statistics would support the claim that there are lots and lots. I know about at least 100 people in total who have found jobs in the U.S. because of many reasons, because of the well-trained force. And we certainly have a lot of that. Moving on, if you go to the provinces, starting the Atlantic provinces, there are 4. That's one of the questions that is put forth to the immigrants coming in. If you want to become a Canadian citizen, name the 10 provinces plus the 3 territories. The Atlantic provinces, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, PEI, Nova Scotia, they have lots of resources. For instance, they ship a lot of salmon, lobster, world over. But they have lots of other things in the mineral sector. The entire Canada is full of oil, bits and pieces here and there. Here we move on to the next province from the Atlantic on to moving westward to Quebec. Quebec has really lots and lots of good paying jobs as well. For instance, they are the airline industry, etc., building planes, and then moving from there, coming to Ontario. Ontario has approximately brightest minds, I would say, many bright minds. For instance, the telephone was discovered here. Bell is not a U.S. company, but it was discovered. The telephone system was first discovered in Brantford, Ontario. And one of the other big attractions in Canada, in Ontario, would be the Niagara Falls. Day and night, 12 months of the year, you will find that there are many people going there. And there are 5 sources of the waterways, which are starting just like Holmes. H for Huron, O for Ontario, M for Michigan, E for Erie, and S for Superior. These are the sources of water, and also getting rid of all that water that falls in the Niagara Falls. It goes through Lake Ontario and moves on and goes to the ocean. Now moving on to Manitoba. Manitoba is full of lots of minerals, and also the other thing that Manitoba is famous for is antibiotics. It's shipped all over the place. And also, now moving on from there, we go to Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan produces the most pulses for the world. India imports the majority of its pulses in, in in the world. Are you okay? You want to get some water? And moving on from Saskatchewan, we go into Alberta. As you know, Alberta is the king of oil. Lots of oil throughout Canada as well as throughout these parts of the world as well. Now moving on to the territories, we have Yukon territories and Yukon Gold potatoes. Northwest Territories, but before that, I missed a province called BC, British Columbia. Lots of lumber. There's a lot, again, minerals too. And moving on from Yukon, moving on to Northwest Territories, and again, similar types of, because it's right near the Arctic Circle. And then we move on to the Nunavut. That is the new province that was added. That is the 13th, meaning the third Nunavut. Okay. Looks like all the disruptors, where did they go? I'll move on. One of the things that other countries will face difficulties with would be the, for instance, lack of population growth. China, as well as in Japan, they will soon face massive shortages in many, many different things, particularly the growth. Growth meaning that the population growth is at about -1, and maybe a little bit more. And also China, because of the one-child policy, they had difficulties as well in reproducing to bring it up to at least a 0 population growth or at least a +1. Canada is doing very well there. It was very, very smart to have had the opportunity to do that through smart immigration.
Has China not removed that one-child policy? They are now trying to, in current years. Is your statistic a little stale?
No, I didn't say 1 totally. I'm just saying it used to be 1 and now it's going to 2, but still remains at 0 population growth. If you subtract 2 from 2, it becomes 0. So that means a zero population growth. In Japan, though, it did not do as much. It is not encouraging immigration of any type. And that is one of the challenges that they will face, because when you don't have immigration, if you do not have a population that are having children, and what do? Somebody has to pay the social services. For instance, you need this and that. Where's it going to come from? It needs to come from the workforce. And the workforce is declining. And now, as of late, I would say in the last 3-4 years, now they're exporting a lot of these jobs to India because it could not be handled by the population. Smart people, brilliant country in terms of growth, etc. So it's doing very, very, very well there in terms of controlling what needs to be done. But again, exportation has been the only survivable rather than relying on their own population. With that, I bring if there are no more questions, no more disruptors, I go right into my red button there. Madam Typer has come there. I would say population growth is needed, and Canada is moving in the right direction. That is my summary. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation and excellent survival skills you presented to us today. Wonderful. Madam Timer, please give us a minute so people can send message to our speaker. And while we are doing that, I will poll us so you can vote for your favorite speaker of the event. Anybody who wants to vote, please vote so I can close down the poll.
One minute is up.
I am connected from two devices, so voted from one device.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you don't want me to vote from two devices.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer. And this is the time to have a bit of a break. So please set up timer for 5 minutes and enjoy your 5 minutes off from the camera. See you back in a minute. 5 minutes, not in a minute, 5 minutes.
Great job, Raam. Oh my gosh.
That gives me a chance.
Sorry, Raam, for my abrupt interruptions. I apologize.
No, no apologies necessary. Just I couldn't even finish hearing Fursey. Then you went with 9 questions. Quite in order. You have to do.
That
I
gives
was
me
wondering whether there was a crucifixion in September.
I think so. I think. Yeah, I can handle about. I could handle 3, 4 questions at a time, but not so many because it's all over the place and 2 different disruptors there. Fursey, first of all, with a banger of a question. Very good. And unfortunately, you have to do, or fortunately rather, you have to address as you come along.
That gives me a chance to speak to Marcella. I see she commented on Brahm's speech. If you got anything else to say, Marcella?
Oh, well, I found he was really calm handling his detractors. He never flinched. And this was very, I found it crucial in his presentation. So awesome, Joe.
And Yvonne? Yvonne, hello. Not there. All right, then we try Mary. Hi, welcome to Leadership Speak. Did you enjoy the meeting up so far? They're all having that break, that crucial break. Okay, no problem. What about Clara? Also gone. Rosie, are you there? Or are you also having that break, that 5-minute break? They're all gone. And Joanne? I see Debbie is still there. She's still smiling. Give
I
us
think
your
they went
comment.
for the crucial bio break.
Yes, Debbie, give us your comment so far.
Oh, I enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed.
You're muted.
I enjoy so far. I think Raam did a really good job in maintaining present, very calm, even though the questions keep coming and challenging. Like, I think your statistics really bad, but but Raam really composed and really in control. Yeah, I really think he did a really good job, and I also enjoy Brahm and sharing about the leadership. I took a couple of notes there, and I thought it's only my club have difficulties with the challenge with membership. So now I know it's not isolated problem for us. So it's good to know, and it's good to know some tips to move forward. So thank you. And I think I saw Yuniati here. I wonder whether she's Indonesian. So I'm Indonesian. So I was thinking like, oh, do I have another Indonesian fellow here in the room? What a wonderful coincidence. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much. Oh, I see Rosie has unmuted herself. Go ahead, Rosie. We've got 1 more minute to speak.
Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I think I heard you call my name, but I had stepped away, so I just came back very quickly. Yes, as always, really enjoying the meeting. I particularly thought Brahm's presentation was timely, and it had so many nuggets to take away and take to the clubs where many of us are struggling. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much, and welcome from your break now. I hope you all had that crucial refreshment so you can enjoy the second half of our meeting, when our key drivers of this successful club will present the table topics and the evaluation section. Marianna, the virtual stage is yours again. Over to you, Marianna.
Thank you very much, Hannah, Madam Sergeant at Arms. We are back to the second part of the meeting, which starts with all of our favorite table topics. And today's table topic master is Sandy Amden, and please welcome her to present her questions.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If you have not had a speaking role, if you're a guest or a member and you would like to participate in table topics today, could you please raise your virtual hand so I can see who wants to participate today? It's very crucial for me to know who is up next, and it saves a lot of time because we have about 20 minutes today. The timing today will be 2 minutes for your responses: green at 1, yellow at 2, and red at 3. Remember to listen with your ears and your eyes because you will be asked.
Madam Table Topic Master, our timing is 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute green, 1:30 at yellow, and 2 minutes red.
Well, thank you. I have no idea what I said, but I must have. Thank you for the correction.
No problem.
Hey, and whether you're participating or not, please listen up, because at the end of this exercise, you will be asked to vote for your favorite speaker today. Now, today I've chosen all C words just for fun, since our word of the day is crucial. And I'm going to ask you to use the word of the day and one of these C words, which I think are going to also address our theme, the key drivers of a successful club. So your quest, address the key drivers of a successful club with the C word that I'm going to give you, and attempt to use the word of the day, crucial, as well. For the listeners, if you hear anybody say that word crucial, you know what to do. Help out the grammarian, because the grammarian will report on how well we did at the end of the meeting. Here we go. I see the timer has the hand up. That can't be. Oh, I see Nikhita has a hand up. Okay, Nikhita, how are you doing in Spain? I haven't seen you only on Facebook. You look amazing. Your word is going to be charisma. How does charisma help drive a successful club?
Oh, wow. Charisma. I think I've been told before that I have charisma. And I never thought of myself as having charisma. But now that when I watch speakers and I see a speaker with charisma, what happens? I connect. I get drawn in. I listen. I watch. I absorb. Because charisma it's soft. It's inviting. So is it crucial to have charisma in a club? What do you think? I don't think it's crucial, but I do think it helps when there's charisma in a club. I do believe that it helps others to feel like they are in a space that is soft, inviting, intriguing. What do you think? Do you think that it's crucial to have charisma? Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much for starting us off, Nikhita. I see only one other virtual hand up there, so there must be something wrong with my eyesight. The person with their hand up, would you please say your name for me, because I can't pronounce it. Please help me.
Udaya Kumar. Udaya Kumar.
Udaya Kumar?
Yeah.
Udaya Kumar. I have a challenge for you for a successful club. Commitment. I'd like you to tell us about why commitment is crucial to a successful club. And you have 2 whole minutes to tell us.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master, for the wonderful word. Commitment is very, very important being an ex-com in a club. Now I'm part of a club and it is much relevant, and I took SAA role over there. And SAA is the biggest commitment than any other person. Like, you are the one who starts the club and you are the one who finishes the club. So SAA has a lot of commitments in the club. It is a very crucial role of SAA because no one is there to replace your role as a Zoom moderator or poll. Like, you do a lot of jobs, and being XCOM, sometimes people drop out. They don't show the commitment to the role, and it becomes even more burden and crucial part of SAA. Like, when president is not available, the ball drops straight away to the next people. Sometimes all the XCOMs drops the ball, and the only person at the bottom is SAA. And you have all the commitment to run the club. And this term, I'm learning a lot as SAA and learning all different roles in a club. And I'm enjoying, and it's like I should go as a leader. I should not drop my ball. I should stay committed to the promise I gave when I took the role of SAA. I should not drop the ball, no matter who drops the ball. That helps me to grow tremendously. And yeah, see, I'm here now speaking in front of you. What do you think, dear Toastmasters? What is commitment to you? Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much for that response. I love that, getting to know people this way. Now, there are no more virtual hands up. I don't see any virtual hands. And, oh, Dinesh, I see your hand, but where's your face?
Can you see me now, madam?
Welcome back. Okay, you're our next table topic speaker. I'm going to get you to use the word consistency. How does consistency, why is consistency crucial for a successful club?
Madam, table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Consistency is the key to anything and everything that you do. Without consistency, you cannot achieve anything in life. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm a storyteller. So earlier this week, I attended, as I'm an area director for another district. So as part of my role, I was attending a club meeting, and the only person who was in the meeting at that time was club president and one guest. There was no other person. Even the club executives were there in that meeting. Okay, I just heard Uday saying that taking the ball or the commitment part of it too. So this is where both the commitment and the consistency of that club president came in. He immediately improvised the meeting, knowing very well he's the club president and I'm the area director, and there was one guest. He still ran through the entire meeting for 1 hour with the three of us by sharing different topics. What the impression left it to me was, yes, commitment and consistency. He could have easily dropped that off meeting saying that there's no other club executives there, but he still consistently maintained that meeting for full 1 hour of the meeting that was there. So I got high regards for him now, because coming back to the consistency is key. And more importantly, there's a book that I read it, which says Power of Habits. So the power of habits is, again, the part of consistency. Whatever you do, you need to be consistent, because half-hearted efforts won't yield you any results. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Dinesh. I see a theme happening here. Oh, we have another brave Toastmaster, Sam, with his hand up. Toastmaster Sam, I'm going to give you the word connect. Why is it important or crucial to connect to have a successful club?
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, sorry, my camera has some problems. So connect. Do you think connection is important or not? So I think the people, if you want to react with others, the connection is the first communication that you with others. So in Toastmaster, if you want to be a successful club, the connection is so important, because without connection, without effective communication. So all the things that we do is to build the connection with others. That's why I just think that when I joined the Toastmaster Club, the most things I do is to connect with others. I connect during the preparation or the meeting. I will connect with all the guests and the members to prepare the meeting. During the meeting, we need to have built the connection with the audience during the speech to ask people to have a positive reaction. And after the meeting, we also need to have a connection to ask for the feedbacks, and also to have built the connection with the newcomers to ask them to come again, to embrace and welcome the newcomers in the future. So I think connection is the most and essential elements for a successful club. Without connection, without communication, the communication and the connection help us to positively react with other people. with all the audits. So this is my opinion. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sam. I don't see any virtual hands up there. We have 10 minutes. You have an opportunity. Oh, look, there we go. Toastmaster Fursey. Thank you for volunteering. And then we have Toastmaster Lakhanpal up after you. Thank you. I'm going to give you the word confide. Why is it important to a successful club? Why is it crucial to a successful club to be able to confide in one another?
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, can I confide in you? You know, we are all going through the growing process. Toastmasters should, though positively supportive, push us towards a point where we feel uncomfortable. Even when you take somebody who's working under third DTM like Brahm, he's pushing himself towards a point where he is uncomfortable and he's maybe having to work with something that he's never worked with before. He's challenging himself. And when you are at that outer region of your comfort zone, you sometimes need to talk to somebody. And we have to be that positive and supportive group to everyone, not just in the meeting, but we owe it to each other to be there for each other, even when the camera is off, even when we're just in the parking lot leaving the meeting, even when we are with our mentees or our mentors and having a coffee saying, hey, how's your journey towards your goal going? Yes, you can talk to me. Yes, you can confide in me. It's crucial that we are there for each other in this way. Because if we're not here for each other, then who is? Our members need to know that we are there for them. And that's why we drive ourselves to be a great club. We always ask each other, so why did you join Toastmasters? We all know why we joined Toastmasters. Why did you stay? Why did you stay in Toastmasters? Be the reason why they stay. Be the reason why they stay, because you're there for them. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fursey. We have 2 more people, and that should wrap us up. I will now go to Toastmaster Lakhanpal. Thank you for volunteering to challenge yourself today. I'm going to give you the word cooperate. Why is it crucial for a successful club for the members to cooperate?
Thank you, Table Topping Master. I am a Toastmaster for more than 3 years, served in EC for almost 2 years. As a Sergeant at Arms, as a VP Education. But being a part of XCOM, can you drive the club alone? Before starting a meeting, physical meetings especially, you need to welcome the guest, you need to do all the physical arrangements. Can you do it alone? Not possible. When I was Sergeant at Arms, I realized that the cooperation is really crucial between all the members to make the club meetings a wonderful experience for all the members and for all the guests. During an EC meeting in my 2-year tenure, we had a lot of difference of opinions. respecting those difference of opinion were quite crucial for a successful decision making. That was the cooperation required between the EC member. That was the cooperation required between the members, more than 50 members. Not everybody is active in the club. You take any club in the world, but not 100% are active. Brahm was sharing 80% are not fully engaged. 40, 50% if they are engaged, if they are cooperating with each other, we can empower the club. And the whole objective of joining the club, and as Fursey was saying, while you're staying here, the purpose can be met. Purpose can be met and the foundation can be built on the cooperation. That's really crucial. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you for that. You got really into that role there. Our last Toastmaster today, Toastmaster Raam, is going to tell us why using compliments is crucial for driving a successful club.
Madam TM designation, wonderful designation to have. It's crucial to compliment each other and do it in a very, very diplomatic way. It is imperative that we do that. Imperative comes from crucial as well, it's a certain meaning. If you are to give something like that to a speaker, to an evaluator, to whoever the role taker is, don't just give them the what you did wrong, but you give them what is the solution. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. If something is dark in the room, how do you do it in such a manner to lighten that room, to lighten that individual? And particularly when we get together at about 27, maybe 30 people every week, it's important that we compliment each other and do it in such a way that it resonates with that person, so that that person is enlightened in such a way that complimentary is taken in a very, very serious tone. You look around you, there are so many individuals in here that will continue to do that. And that is great in seeing. A smile is a compliment when you look at somebody without saying anything and saying, that was a great speech, rather than looking somewhere else. I've seen where people do it differently. But if you were to look them in the eye and compliment them, I really, really liked the line of speech that you had today. I really liked the way in which you perform your role. And there are many things as well. Not only in Toastmasters, but every time you open the door to someone and smile and you compliment them, isn't it a lovely morning? Even though they'll say, what's good about it? You can do better. We can better ourselves. And rather than just saying so, but smile and do it in a kind gesture. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Raam, for finishing up our table topic session. Now, I'm unsure who you send your vote to. I'm going to guess.
I am launching the poll in a second.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Topic Master. Excellent topic. And I am launching the poll. Please vote for your favorite table topic speaker today. And while you are voting, I would like to talk about a bit, being a successful club, it is, we have to learn now technology, but it also to create a community within a club and connecting with each other and making interesting meetings. And to try to do that, next week, we will have an icebreaker challenge, which means all of our speakers will be presenting icebreaker speeches. And we are looking for speakers, and it is a challenge to judge. And it is open for club members and guests as well. Please sign up or let me know that you're interested. I'm also looking for evaluators for the next week program. So don't forget to sign up.
This is the Zoom master, Madam Toastmaster. The spotlighting is off. Can you please spotlight the right person?
Well, actually, thank you, Brahm, but I did like to be off spotlight, but yes. And now that you voted, please, I'm closing down the poll. And our favorite table topic speaker today is Fursey. Congratulations, Fursey. And that is a perfect segue to introduce you as today's evaluator, general evaluator. So please welcome Fursey Gotuaco, who is our general evaluator today. Take over, please.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. We move on to the evaluation portion of our meeting, which everybody knows is crucial to us moving forward, getting this kind of feedback. If you are a guest and do not understand this part of the Toastmaster meeting, you're in for a terrific portion of growth. And that's what we're all about here at Toastmasters. To evaluate our first speaker, because we inverted the speaking, if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and have Brahm's evaluator go first. Even though he was not the first speaker tonight, I'd like to go ahead and have Brahm's evaluator go first. And to do that, we go with Madam Toastmaster Nikhita Winkler. Nikhita, take it away.
Thank you very much. Earlier today, before I had this opportunity to evaluate Brahm's speech, I asked him what he specifically wanted me to look for. And he said that his speech is consistent with the club culture. The takeaways are clear and that we have takeaways, and the use of technology. While Brahm, you've done an excellent job as usual. You are a master coach, and it's very clear. I thought that your message was reinforcing the club culture, that leadership is art, technology is science, and these two things together is service of excellence, or that the service of excellence is both an art and a science. What kind of leadership and what kind of technology do you need to serve with excellence? Where do you want to be in a year's time? Have you thought about it? Who am I? Why am I here? Am I self-directed? And am I connecting with others? These were the questions that you left us asking ourselves. What did you do well? Brahm, the progression of your presentation was excellent. We could really follow well. You started off setting the context for us. You took a step back, and then you gave us the 3 points and you unpacked them. Your vocal variety was also really well used. You projected, but you also emphasized the questions that were important. You emphasized the important points. And I loved your use of the stage, because that's difficult to do that virtually. So what can you improve on? I think you can improve on your timing as your speech progresses, because I felt that there was a lot of time given to the first point of leadership and that you started to rush, because at that point you had the green and you had 2 more points to cover. And I just felt that it wasn't well distributed this time. But you've also given us examples of companies that have excelled at the use of technology in the, say, seismic times. You mentioned Google, Amazon, and others. And I almost felt like that was missing in your presentation, just to go a little bit deeper on unpacking the examples that you were setting for us. Because why? Because behind those examples are stories that have worked. How can you challenge yourself? Well, I think you are sometimes competing on the stage with the technology. So what does that mean? It means sometimes your presentation is behind you and you're competing. Where should you be? Sometimes you're blocking it, perhaps to just find a way that doesn't happen, and then give us more depth. This is my personal opinion. What does that mean? Examples. These examples that can inspire us. You mentioned them, but you didn't unpack them, because some of us, we learn through those examples. We want to see how has it worked. Thank you very much, and I hope this has served as crucial.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Nikhita. We all do. Brilliant ideas. I appreciated the fact that you spoke with the speaker ahead of time to find out what he wanted you to take a look at. Very nice ways to talk about what he did well, talking about the poignant phrasing of the questioning, the progression of the speech, discussing that, bringing about those specific questions. I think those were all terrific things that you were able to bring up. I also thought that the things that you brought to Brahm's attention that he could work on, very insightful. You mentioned the word unpack, and you did that 4 times. Good word to use. Not sure I might use it that many times, but it was a very good word to use. Lovely. You got a little bit lost, I think, in some of your descriptions towards the end. That's okay, because you had a lot of really good ideas. I totally understand that. And when you brought up the point about competing with technology, wow, that was good. That was a good thought. Thank you very much, Nikhita. If you don't mind, please make sure to send Brahm some written notes of what you did, because what you had was excellent. Moving on to our next evaluator is going to be Lokesh Verma. Lokesh, are you ready? You're on, sir.
Yes, I am ready.
Can you turn the camera on, Lokesh?
Yeah, I'm connected from 2 devices. Yes, that's what. Thank you.
Oh.
And I'm speaking from the another device and visible from the another one. Learning technologies. Shall I go on, Fursey? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Master Mrinal, it was a wonderful speech. Embrace the change. And I can say that the speech was quite informative. My evaluation is structured in 3 parts, 3 to 4 parts. One is what you have excelled at and what you can work upon. And I also would like to give you a few challenges to take your speech on the next level. So the thing which you have done good at is the selection of a topic, I can say. The title of your speech, Embrace the Change, is really good, which was giving an indication that how important is the change you are going to speak all about it. And you have taken all the important aspect for any personal and professional life, how we can make it better, whether it is health, whether it is avoiding procrastination by using the metrics of urgent and important, and maybe, by using the to-do list. So that was a good part, I can say, during your speech. The best part was that all these 3 messages were, I strongly believe is important in anyone's life. And for me, this is an important takeaway. I also do use most of it. And whether it is yoga, to-do list, or metrics of urgent and important, but it's a good reminder for me. Now, Toastmaster Mrinal, to take your speech to the next level, there are a few things I would like to share with you is that the amalgamation from the opening to the body to the conclusion, I believe you can work upon a bit more. As the project objective was sharing the change management plan, and whenever we make any change management plan, it is based on the foundation of a goal or the challenge you have observed. Though you have shared some solution, you have shared some plan which you have executed, but you could have explored, you could have built upon more the challenge, what the challenge which has forced you to build on the change management plan. For an example, when and in fact, you know, when you were connecting the dots, when you was hospitalized for 7 days during the initial days of the year, and immediately when you shifted to-do list, that dots were not very well connected. I hope you can connect your story by building the challenges and signifying the difficulty you have faced because of all the situation which has forced you to come with some solution or to come with some new plan for making change happen. Other thing which I strongly believe is that that in such situation or such project, we can take one situation instead of speaking on 3 different parts and explore more in detail so that this comes out really well. If I would be at this same project, I will build on, for example, the health. When you say I'm diabetic and then I would build on some situation that I was unable to walk. My quality of life became pathetic. I'm not able to find some energy in my body. I didn't find myself in a good position to talk with my friends and family. And then put this solution and then put the change plan, what you wanted to bring. And what was the outcome after the implementation of that change plan. Otherwise, the last challenge, this was a challenge I actually would like to give you to build on one story and share all the challenges and what was the outcome after the implementation of it. Otherwise, very well chosen topic, very well selection of topic, title of your speech, Embrace the Change, and all the topics were relevant which you have shared. 3 story I can say. The only thing was with the structure, the amalgamation between opening body and conclusion can make it more effective. Back to you, Toastmaster Fursey.
Thank you very much, Lokesh. Toastmaster Lokesh, well done. Toastmaster Lokesh, some of the things that you did well in the service of Toastmaster Mrinal, good overview, talking about the amalgamation. What a word. Boom, great word. You talked about taking it to the next level. Very well done. Excellent details when you talked about the content of his speech, where I would ask you to consider a few things. 1, what are some of the specific elements of actually speaking and presenting that he could also cover? Now, if you've got those on the written format, great. And that is the next point as well. We ran overtime. We always do run overtime. There's always so much good information we want to give our speakers. Choose what you want to do within this 3 minutes, put the rest into writing, and make sure that our Toastmaster Mrinal has it in writing, and that way it saves time during the meeting. But otherwise, great job, love it. Amalgamation. Okay, that was a crucial word right there, wasn't it? Moving forward, let us move to our 3rd evaluator for our next speaker. It is going to be Nurul Munawara. I'm so sorry. I really thought about it. Munawara for Raam Lakhanpal. Nurul?
Yes. Thank you, gentle evaluator Fuzzy. Yes. What a wonderful presentation. In a very cool, calm way. Thank you very much, Raam. The way you handled that very, very cool and calm way. Really, interruption. No sooner you started your So that I will be evaluating the way that you really handle difficult audience more than your speech. Yes, Ram, you did a very good job from the beginning till the end in handling the objections. But one thing I found, what at the beginning there were two people really interrupted. In that way, because you were the presenter, you could have got you could have really politely, you could have told, yes, one speaker at a time. So you could have asked even who had all the resources. So when you reply, people could ask questions with resounding resources.
Did we lose her? I'm not. Nurul?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had a bit of interruption. Yes, hope that you can hear me. Yes. So at the end, after first two, there was one very, very lengthy question. You answered the question, but after that, you didn't get any questions to answer. So what I felt was, at the beginning, you could have asked those two speakers to come one by one in a polite way, so that even you could have had more clear on the questions. Even the audience could have grabbed how you were handling the audience. But other than that, it was a wonderful way of handling. In midway, the middle, every one of us could hear the cough. So again, it is some sort of an interruption, but you handle it very nicely. So thank you very much, Ram. So I would say, because you are the presenter, so take the command to control the objectors and answer in a polite way, and give them the answer so that they will keep quiet. Thank you very much, Ram. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nurul. And it's sad that we lost so much of what you had to say, because it sounded like you gave him some great insight. And you started off with that nice discussion about being cool and calm. And that's terrific, because that really is a huge part of his project, isn't it? And you hit it right on the head. You hit it right on the head. That's exactly what you had to address, and you did. I appreciated how your evaluation was a speech in and of itself. The gestures, the energy in your vocals. Well done, evaluator. The sense of humor that you bring to the evaluation, fantastic. I like the suggestions that you had for Raam. It's not an easy project to evaluate, but I think you were able to give him a couple of suggestions there about taking command. I think that worked out very well. I appreciate you getting through the technical difficulties that you had. Fantastic. Moving forward to the rest of the team. At one point, we had 17 of 30 cameras on. I feel like we still need to bring that up a little bit. I feel like we've got to work a little harder at making sure that as a club that we are providing the environment that best supports our speakers. And I feel sometimes that when the cameras are off, we sort of lose some of that energy. I thought Brahm did a very good job of getting us back on track when we started doing too much as interrupters. Thank you, Brahm. It's a tough project to handle. You stepped in at just the right time. I appreciated Hannah asking questions during the break. But if someone wasn't there, she would move on to the next person. Very engaging, Hannah. SAA, yes? Very engaging. I appreciate the personality that you bring to it. Loved it. I've created a great environment. Table Topics Master Sandy Emlin stayed on theme with your questions. I like the fact that they were C words. Asking for hands up. That was terrific. Great job getting people to volunteer. That was awesome. And now I realize that I forgot to go to some of our people. Timer, was there any report that you needed to make beyond what you've already put into our chat?
Yeah, it is crucial for speaker to mindful about time. This meeting, I noticed many of the speaker over time. It is crucial for us to be mindful next time. Yeah, I put just pin the timer before you speech. You see, I put a raise hand to make sure I was visible. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Timer. You're absolutely right about your notes. Well done. I appreciate the fact that you had the little hand up to keep us in the corner. You kept us on track. You tried to keep us on track. And I appreciate your tenacity at doing that and then putting the times into the chat. Grammarian, would you care to give us your report at this time?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Crucial. I heard it about 22 times during the meeting. Now, I wasn't quite as observant during the break, but I even heard it 7 or 8 times during the breaks and prior to the meeting. Filler words, I heard about 5 ums, about 13 us, and about 7 so's. So I also used or heard it used appropriately through the meeting as well. So that one's a little more difficult. And as far as grammar, instead of good paying, it should have been well paying when referring to jobs. And there was one more grammatical error I heard, done good at, should have been are good at. Competing with technology, I love that phrase as well, especially since the message in that presentation was that leadership should come above the technology and it makes service and excellence possible. So well done, everybody. And I just used a filler word there myself. Back to you, Fursey.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Well done. 22 uses of the word. I counted 23, but it's not crucial. Okay, moving forward. Hey, Grammarian, I appreciate the fact that you had the word of the day up there on your background. Thank you. There were a couple times when it reminded me about it, and I know that worked for everybody else as well. Spot on, spot on. We don't have an out counter, do we? Do we do out counting, or do we do a word defender, English language defender? I got so many different clubs in my head. I don't know what we do.
No, we don't have.
Man, General,
Use the agenda. Go
rank.
exactly as the agenda is. It's all on the agenda.
Sorry, Corporal Evaluator tonight. All right. I think we did a great job making sure that everybody knew what they had to do tonight, except for this guy. Thank you for all those notices during the week, kept us going. Thank you very much for the people who created the environment that we have here tonight. A lot of positivity, a lot of fun people, especially when you have a tension-filled moment like the speech that Raam had to do. That can go south. That can go south in a hurry. And I think everybody did a great job at supporting Raam while still accomplishing the task that we had to do. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Fursey. excellent evaluations. And now we are getting to the end of our meeting, and I would like to ask our guest, what did they think about our meeting? How did they feel about our meeting? Can I ask Debbie first?
Hello, Madam President. I was amazed. You have so many people around the world. This is amazing, and I truly enjoy it. And everyone did a great job. And now I know why you have 20-something people in your meeting. So thank you. Well done. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us, and please come visit us again. Marcella, would you like to introduce yourself and say something about how did you feel about our meeting?
I must apologize because we're having very heavy showers. I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Which is why I had to turn my camera off for a while and get very close to the speaker. This morning time, I found the meeting very interesting. I learned quite a lot from the speeches. Brahm's speech was very, very, interesting, and I learned quite a lot from his speech. I believe that anyone who's involved in clubs like us Toastmasters, it was very important with everything that he said today. It was very crucial that with the points that he made, this was awesome. And the other speeches, I resonated with it very, very nicely. Wonderful meeting as usual. I usually learn when I attend your meetings. Thank you.
Thank you for visiting us, and please come back anytime you have time and you would like to. Peter Latzman.
Yes, I was particularly impressed with this meeting today. We had the variety of speeches rather than the standard, here's my speech, my 3 points, and so on. I thought that was fantastic choice of presentations. And I was equally as impressed the evaluation of the evaluators. I think that for Toastmasters, the evaluations are as important as the speeches, and frequently or not too often do we really evaluate and tell the evaluators how they did with the speeches. So I have to, as much as it hurts me, compliment Fursey for doing an excellent job in his evaluation. So thank you, Fursey.
Thank you very much, Peter. Udaya Kumar, would you please say something about our meeting today?
As usual, it is a wonderful meeting. Every time I learn something new from this club. Brahm's presentation is wonderful. Like, we had wonderful things like leadership and the technology, and he come up with the service. So you all did with the presentation was really enticing me. And he said Toastmasters is a self-driven program, and other side, 80% of the members are not engaged. It is a challenging job as an XCOM, though Toastmasters are self-driven, and you need to face that engagement. Like the table topic master, I like the smiling in her face. She is smiling all the time doing a speech, and it is a very rare quality of human have that smiling face. And the evaluator said 3 things about the evaluations, like the things I like, improvement and challenges. It was new thing. And Raam's speech was completely new. I'm a brand new Toastmasters. Handling difficult audience was an amazing thing. The first time I'm witnessing such speech. So a lot of learning here. So I'm really happy to be here again and again as a guest. I love to participate in the next week's speech. We'll look forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to hearing your speech next week, your icebreaker. And I know we have more guests who didn't get a chance to speak yet, but it is 11:30, which is our meeting is over. I'm closing the meeting as of now. Please, Sergeant at Arms, stop our recording, but everybody is welcome to